Hey YouTube, long time seller here, and I want to go over what sold this weekend and expound on a couple other topics such as summer slowdown and my branded clothing and what sold. So, as you'll see right here, this is for Saturday and Sunday. Today is Monday morning. It's like 4 a.m. I'm already up and started. I start my days. I usually start my mornings real early, especially in the summer. It gets pretty hot here in Texas, so I like to work in the early mornings and get everything done by noon before it gets blazing hot here. But if you'll see right here, Saturday I had $376 worth of sales, and then Sunday 436.94, which 437. So I actually had a pretty decent weekend. This is towards the end of June. It's almost July. Next weekend is 4th of July weekend, and I will touch on the holiday weekend topic also. So anyway, not bad sales for summer slowdown. I'm kind of trending up a little bit. I've been listing more, and you can see where it's kind of eBay doesn't know what I'm doing yet because I'm ramping up. But eventually this will peak up here, and I expect to be up at over 500 a day by the end of the summer. So anyway, let me go pull my orders here, and I'll take you out there and show you what's sold. All right, YouTube, I just pulled some orders here, and I'm going to show you what sold this weekend. I had pretty good sales this weekend. Ran almost $800 in total sales for Saturday and Sunday, and this is the end of June, so we're in the start of the summer slowdown. And my sales are actually trending up a little bit, and I'll explain two reasons why. I've increased my daily listings. 2 months ago, I was listing 20 a day, and now I'm up to 30 a day, and I'm hoping to be by the end of summer, say end of August, beginning of September. I want to ramp it up to 50 a day, and my inventory is holding steady. I'm have like 9,200 items. I was at a high of 12,000 items in my store, and I've been kind of culling out some of the older stuff and running sales, and I'll show you a couple sales that benefited today. But I'm listing more, but my sales are increasing, so my inventory is not growing, and I would like to keep my store in the 8,000 to 9,000 item range, but I would like to have a good 30 to 40 sales a day. And so anyway, let me cover what sold today. And talking about summer slowdown, that I'm not really noticing it, and part of it is because I'm listing more. Now, when you start listing more, you're not going to get an automatic big giant bump, okay? You will get a bump when eBay's algorithm sees that you're listing good items at good prices, good photographs, good titles, everything that eBay wants you to do in a listing. When they see that structure, and then they see consistency, that's the thing, consistency. I list every day. I send 30 items a day live, 7 days a week. And the algorithm wants to see that steadiness, that it's going to grade you every so often. Now, you'll get a big grade every quarter, but I also believe there's macro grades where it sees a new trend. Like I went from 20 to 25 a day, and I did that for like a little over 3 weeks. And it took 3 weeks for my sales to actually, they climbed before they plateaued. And then when I went to 30 a day, another 3 or 4 weeks, and they slowly climbed, and then they plateaued. So your sales will come when you grow, when you add your listings, the amount of listings you're listing per day, but don't expect it overnight. You may get a little bump overnight from some certain things, or that little bump in activity, but the consistency, it will eventually level out. And so anyway, that's helped me through summer slowdown. The other thing that's helped me through summer slowdown is unemployment rate on national average is only 4.2%, which is actually pretty good. We were pretty high a couple years ago. And so that's coming down a little bit. And then inflation has been holding steady. I believe we're at 2.4% national average inflation, which is pretty good because just 2 years ago we were 8%, and that's a big decrease from 8% to 2.4. And we're just holding steady right now. I expect to see it go down once the few things, the economy kind of settles down and people get used to the new way of doing things that we've been doing, and once all this trade war and these other wars, physical wars, slow down. Because as an eBay seller, when you're selling, and I'm a global, I do global shipping. I'm part of the global shipping program, so I have stuff all over. And when you get wars and battles in other regions, that takes a lot of your customer base out, such as the Ukraine, Russia, Israel, and Iran, and there's several other smaller wars. But you get countries that are in war and areas that are in war, there's that unstableness, and so your sales will drop if you do global shipping. And now, granted, my overseas shipping isn't a great part of my business. It's a smaller percent. It's maybe 2 or 3%, but it does affect your business. So, and if you're an overseas seller, you need to pay attention to what's going on in other countries, especially those countries if your target, your client base is coming out of there. So, okay, going on to what's sold. All right, first of all, brand new pair of Matex shorts here. $16.14. Customer paid for shipping. And remember, all mine, the customer, I charge for shipping. All righty. All right, a Peter Millar. Well, I found where I put it here. All right, Peter Millar. This is a summer comfort. Now, Peter Millar makes a lot of shirts. I found that their long sleeve button down shirts, they don't sell that well. People aren't really going after those. And then they make a lot of polos. They have a regular polo and that are cotton and cotton blends and stuff like that. And then they have these Southern Comfort, Summer Comfort. The Summer Comfort actually sells really well. And this one sold for $20.89, and it has a Brook Hollow Golf Course logo on it. Alrighty, the next one I sold here was an Orvis t-shirt. Now this is just a plain t-shirt. It's not plain, it says Rod Shop on it. I picked this up at the Ben's store, so this t-shirt didn't really cost me maybe 80 cents, and I sold $12.34 plus tax. Now here's an older brand that still sells fairly well, and this is Nat Nast. Well, let me bring this around so you can see here. Nat Nast, and you can see this shirt here has kind of got that retro styling to it. And not only that, this is a silk shirt. And Nat Nast used to be a really good, strong brand like a Robert Graham, and they will still sell, but you need certain things to, such as really abstract colors or designs will sell well. This one is 100% silk, so the silk shirt, or silk and linen sell really well. All right, now here's one. I have a customer that purchased 3 items from me. This is a bundle deal here. This is an Arkansas Razorbacks red camouflage polo. This is the Dallas Cowboys Golf Club logo. It's a straight down polo shirt, and it's a blue camouflage. And then he also bought a Black Clover, and that's another brand to watch out for, Black Clover. Let me see if I can pull this up. This logo is not real good here. There you go. Black Clover hats, golf hats, and golf polos, they sell really well. And their motto is like Live Lucky. They're a pretty good brand. They sell strong. But anyway, this gentleman, he purchased 3 shirts from me for a total of $50.32 plus shipping. And he got a discount on the shipping, so he's only paying $5.99 shipping for all 3 of the shirts. And there was another discount applied because I set up several coupons and I send them out to buyers and past buyers and in old buyer groups and stuff. And I'll do things such as buy 3, get an extra 25% off, or buy 3, get free shipping, buy 2, get a certain percentage off, or spend 50, get $10 off. I create all those coupons and I put those out and I send them to my old buyers, and I recently purchased, and then I'll target an older group too, and those generate a little sales, and it's good to generate sales on something I don't really have to do that much work for other than create a coupon. All right, next one, Under Armour. Now, this is an Under Armour button, short sleeve button shirt here. This is, they're lightweight, vented, like their fishing shirts, their outdoor shirts here, lightweight stuff. These sell really well. Whenever I find these button shirts here from Under Armour, I pick these up, the lightweight ones, and they always sell really well. I sold it for $14.25 plus shipping. All right, this is a pair of Eins or Ennas. I don't know how to pronounce this here. These jeans here. These are loose fit, like skater jeans. I picked those up from a boutique I bought out a couple of years ago, where I picked up 3 truckloads of brand new clothing. The store shut down, and I bought their entire stock. Went in there and just made a deal, and I think I made a deal like $7,000, something like that, and pulled out 3 truckloads. And you had Diesel jeans and Abercrombie and Fitch and oh gosh, there were so many things. A whole lot of Paul Frank stuff. But anyway, I'm still selling that stuff from 2 years ago because I had multiples. And but anyway, it's nice to see that stuff move finally. It's been moving, but I mean, I've already made my money back on it. So now I made my money back the first year. So now when one of these older items sell, that's 100% profit. So, all right, I got Southwest Airlines logo here. Remember my logo polos here, all right? My logo shirts here. This got the Southwest Airlines logo on it. Sold this for $16.14 plus shipping. Here is another Southwest Airlines sold to a different person. This one sold for $16.24 plus shipping. And this is the company logo shirts that I buy. I like to buy those shirts with big company logos because it's a good market there. And you can look at some of my other videos, and I go into detail and explain why I buy those. Matter of fact, I just put that video out last week, I believe. All right, speaking of logo polos, next one up. This one is, that symbol there. I bought that bundle 2 weeks ago. AT&T polo here, lightweight polo, $14 plus shipping. I've sold a lot of it. I picked up a bunch of that AT&T clothing at the bin store and had a couple of snide comments on the videos about I'm buying junk. But anyway, my junk's selling, so there you go. All right, F&G Tech. This is a golf polo here. This has the, actually this is a 2013 PGA logo on here. And that's sold for $16 plus shipping. All right, Duluth. This is, Duluth doesn't move as well as I thought it would. I bought a lot of Duluth. It moves okay. But the fishing shirt here, this is the lightweight vented fishing shirt. And this sold for $17.09 plus shipping. All right, now here's another one. Now, I did a video, several months ago where I was at an estate sale, and I picked up 2 boxes of vintage United States Post Office shirts. And I had another armchair warrior in that video comment, "Why am I buying junk? Nobody wants an old post office shirt." Well, I bought those shirts about 3 months ago. This is the last one. And this one is real, I don't know if you can see, it's real heavily stained around the collar, and it has other few little stains on it. Well, this one sold for $16.14 though, as a stained shirt. My other 1970s post office shirts, I sold those out, and I had people buy bundles. I had people buy like 4 or 5 at a time, and I made a lot of money off that deal. That was a really good buy. I love finding that old post office stuff. Don't overlook old post office clothing, Boy Scout uniforms, and I don't find that many Girl Scout uniforms, but I do find a lot of Boy Scout uniforms, especially their zip-off pants, their trail pants, the cargo pants, and their uniform pants, and uniform shirts with all the logos, and the older the better on Boy Scout stuff. All right, this is a lot of 4 Dickies scrubs here. This is a size double XS, so these are really small, tiny. I bundled these up because they weren't moving by themselves because it's a real tiny size, and so that limits your market. And today's people, we tend to be a little larger. But anyway, these are all brand new. I picked them up at the bin store, and I sold this for $20.89. So my cost was probably for all 4 of these was about $5 from the bin store. And like I said, I had them listed individually, and they weren't moving, so I bundled them up, and it took about 4 months, but they sold. All right, here's another one here. Another logo shirt. This is UPS, United Parcel Service, golf polo, sold for $15. Now, Let me touch on a little subject on your logo polos here for FedEx and UPS and DHL. They will take them down. You will see them up there. But if you have a uniform, they will take it down. And they usually take it down pretty quickly. But UPS and FedEx has other branded clothing, which is more of a casual type stuff, such as golf polos and things like that. Those you can sell because it's not a uniform, but make sure that you don't use the word uniform or anything like that in the title to get them taken down, and make sure you just list it as like a golf polo or something like that. All right, here's another one here. This is Gompers Gin. I haven't heard of that. Of course, I don't drink gin. But anyway, this had a Gompers Gin logo on it. It's a brand new with tags. Sold this for $17.14, and I picked this up on a thrift store. I know, and I paid under $2.50 for it because I picked up on the half-off sale day. All right, Texas Tech polo here, $15 plus tax. I do my small colleges too. Guidewear from Cabela's. This is another one of those vented lightweight nylon fishing shirts here, $15 plus shipping. Donald Ross, another golf brand here. This one did not have the a golf course logo on it, but it's got like that blue floral design on there, and it's lightweight, nice summer sale, $14.88 plus shipping. All right, a t-shirt here, a little bitty t-shirt here, sold for $12.50, and I picked this t-shirt up because it's got the University of Vermont catamounts. Now, I like my little small colleges because they'll always sell, because the market's not flooded with the small colleges, but people still attend. And you got to remember, with colleges and universities, you have a new customer base every year. Brand new freshmen coming in, they're excited, they want something, and especially if it's vintage. All right, Texas Rangers. This is Texas Rangers golf polo. This one actually had the logo had some cracking on it. So, and I did a deal with this gentleman for $12.75 plus shipping. Another Texas Rangers. This is a vintage 2010 World Series t-shirt here, $14 plus shipping. And that would have been something I picked up at the bin store. Now, speaking of my logo stuff, Central Market button-up shirt, HEB Central Market logo on here, $17.09 plus shipping. Joseph Bank. Now, Joseph A. Bank, I usually don't pick those up unless I just get them like super cheap, and that's what this one was. This is a real lightweight summer blend shirt here, and I sold it for $15.19 plus shipping. Another t-shirt, Panic at the Disco. Sold for $12 plus shipping. That was a bin store find right there. Now, the last thing I want to touch on, and I sold 3 of these a little over 2 years ago, probably almost 3 years ago. I bought a storage locker that was filled with brand new shirts, and the brand is Roundtree in York. Not a super strong brand. They're kind of a dress brand. I think they're sold at Dillard's. But this locker, I bought this locker for I believe it was $750, and I had boxes and boxes and boxes of these brand new shirts here, and there were 2 different colors. This is a blue plaid, and then there was a purple plaid, and this is, you see the Roundtree in York right here, new with tags. Well, I ended up paying 85 cents a piece for these shirts here, and I have been selling these every summer. I sell these often, and actually this weekend I sold 3 of them. And I've got them on sale. All to say, they're $14.24 a piece is what I sold them. So I bought them. My cost was 85 cents a shirt because I bought it in that big bulk, and it was like, it filled my pickup up. And if I remember, I may have had to come back and get a couple more boxes on a second load. But anyway, I had almost 800 something, almost 900 of those shirts, and 85 cents a piece, and I'm still selling them. I'm down to 1 box left. I've got 1 case left out of a whole truckload from 3 years ago. That's been one of my bread and butter sellers. I sell them all year long. I bought that locker, and I'm selling $500-600 a year of those shirts every year. And Actually, you know, my cost may be 80 cents, but I already made my profit back the first year. So anyway, $14.24 each plus shipping, and I'll take that every day on a shirt that's already been paid for. All right, and then I had a few hard goods sell. I don't do that many hard goods. I am selling some, and I bought a locker the other day, and I had an eerie feeling in the video. I put a couple of videos out, and it's another larger one with two parts of what actually was in that locker, and one I had a real uneasy feeling about, and I couldn't explain it, and the locker turned out to be not what I thought it was in there. It was something completely different, which catches me sometimes, but I do buy a lot of lockers. I'm usually pretty good at this. But that eerie feeling, I guess, was explained when I started opening up and I found all these tarot cards, and I found decks and decks of them, and these scrying stones and bongo drum, not bongo, but buffalo drums, and a lot of spiritual occult stuff, I guess. And I guess that was the eerie feeling I got. But anyway, the tarot cards selling well. I sold a bunch of stuff. I paid $500 for that locker. I really thought I'd lost my tail end on that one. But when I sat down and went through everything, the first day I sat down, I listed $500 worth of stuff on eBay. I've already sold 3 items this weekend, and I've got other stuff up on auctions that should sell in the next couple of days. So I'm going to make money off that locker, not as much as I usually do. When I buy a locker, I like to double or triple my money minimum. Usually I like to go 5 times, but this one's going to be, I'm going to make a profit, but it's going to be a small profit. So actually for my work, I'm probably making about $10 an hour on that one. But hey, it happens sometimes. But anyway, check those videos out coming out. And that's what sold this weekend. This is the last weekend of June, 4th of July weekend coming up next weekend. I'm expecting 4th of July is Friday, so I'm expecting Friday, Saturday. I'm really expecting my sales to drop down a little bit, but I'm expecting a strong Sunday because that's usually the way it works for me when it's a 3-day weekend. Especially when it's on a Friday, my Friday, Saturday sales sort of slow down a little bit, and then the Sundays jumps up. So, all righty. Hey, well, everybody, have a great 2025 selling out there, and the economy's picking up a little bit. Get out there and hustle, make some money.